I appreciate that.
Yeah.
But speaking of
You
which,
got your leg too. Do
Hey.
you want to back this game?
that's fair enough. For anybody that's just joining us right now, we made a little bit of a wager that both of our left legs were on the line. I thought that RRQ was going to take the last one. Ryuu thought that it was Execration, and it was off the back of some superb laning from Raging Potato on a Queen of Pain that gave him a really good start early on. And I'm wondering if we see something similar, if it's going to be Execration focusing on winning the laning stage hard and then just snowballing from there. And with the starting lineup, it's kind of looking like it could be the case.
Yeah, they're doing pretty good right now with having pick-off potential. I'm wondering if they're going to go Invoker or something. Normally, we see a lot of pairings with Nyx Assassin being the Invoker, so you can Sunstrike around the map. And then you're able to just have a really nice pairing for that, and then they can scale better. So, where RRQ, how do they want to go about this? We don't even know.
Yeah. Which way they want to go for? Uh-oh. You okay over there?
Who wants to call?
Venomancer are going to get taken now as well. This was something that we saw a lot from the last series, actually. I feel like it was Clutch Gamers, if I remember correctly, that kept on running the Venomancer for Armel. He actually ran the lean in the last one, but it didn't end up working out too well for them. They lost both of the games with the hero. How do you feel about Veno right now as a hero?
I feel like he's overplayed, but if he's picked in a certain position, then I think he can completely win you the game just because of how annoying this hero is. But picking him this early, it's kind of like asking for trouble at times, right? So there's a lot of ways to counter the Veno, which they can do later. It's like Anti-Mage is pretty strong. Void isn't too bad because you can just backtrack a lot of the damage at times. Chrono can be very strong. Chrono or Void is banned this game, so we'll not have that option. But also the Invoker is still up for grabs. Oh, the Oracle. So no Husk Oracle, but this hero is super strong against the Veno. There's a lot of ways to keep people alive with the Fate's Edict, and then the constant heals coming out, as well as just keeping them alive with the False Promise. So it's not a bad hero here. But he is kind of like food for the Night Stalker if he does get into that back line.
Yeah, this hero, interestingly enough, had a really high win rate through the qualifiers, if I remember correctly, at least in the regions that I was covering. I'll double check what it's been like over the past couple of weeks and such. But if it's the right game for it, Oracle is still incredibly good. And I love this hero. I used to spam this hero, actually, in my pubs.
Yeah, he's real fun.
It always feels as if there's so much that you can do, and if you have a good Oracle player, it can make all the difference in the world. And knowing the intricacies of it, but also knowing for the rest of your team how to play around that hero is probably the most important part. It's kind of like IO in a way, where you need to have the rest of your teammates knowing what to do when, and making sure that you're like intimately aware of it. But I'm sure that they are well versed in that.
5 seconds remaining.
So Slark here picked up. This might be the Veno Mancer off lane in this position. Obviously, it can go mid, but it might be the Veno Night Stalker. We saw this dual lane earlier in our previous series. So it can't remember if it worked out now, but it's definitely potent. Oh yeah, it was against a Bloodseeker game. That Bloodseeker, whereas like Bloodseeker versus Veno. It was kind of funny when the Bloodseeker leveled up that silence first, but
right,
yeah. In this situation, what are they going to do? Bloodseeker is actually a pretty good hero against Slark. It's good against I think the Veno if you're able to heal up. If you get a BKB, he won't care about it. So I'm not opposed to that. And then you get a really good mid hero. I still think this is a really strong Invoker game pending the last hero. Okay, so at least we get that.
Dire team ban.
I like it. Nice, nice, nice. You're talking about it. I just had a chance to look it up, by the way. So 17 games of Oracle in the qualifiers for TI and 58% win rate, one of the highest out of all of the heroes in the game. So pretty cool to see that.
The thing is, Huskar and Oracle are coming back. Like, if those two aren't banned out, you're going to see them a lot at TI. And the reason is because all the split pushers are getting nerfed to hell. Like there's not too many things, and that's kind of like how you punish the Oracle Huskar strats is just by split pushing, and like, well, crap, we can't actually go high ground. We can't really do anything.
Execration's turn to ban.
And giving respect to the anti-mage, as we talked about, because Bloodseeker can be mid. Good choice for them.
Yeah, that was something that we saw in the last game as well. It was the same answer that we had to the Venomancer from Mineski, was that they ran a big position 1 hero and had the Bloodseeker as much more of the utility-oriented hero when Lucifer was playing that. So I kind of like that idea. They could go back again for the Medusa like Mineski did, but I don't know if I love it so much. Particularly that means that it's like a position 3 puck probably then. I still don't mind offlane puck. It feels like that's kind of Execration style.
Yeah, I think 90% of the time you really want to do the puck offlane, just so that it feels like a hero that normally can't get punished. There are a few heroes, I don't want to name them because then people are going to start picking them against me. So this, like
let's
AKA
be real.
Razor.
Nobody in chat is going to be playing against you.
Everybody's in SCA, and they're not in America. I believe everybody in chat is. I was about to make a joke of like 2K MMR, saying I'm 2K MMR, but everybody in chat is 7K MMR. What are you talking about, Lyrical?
Yeah, man.
Nice. So a lot of the nuking brother sister quap puck thing going on.
Dragon Knight. This is the plan. Ooh, and the last pick, Dragon Knight. Well, it feels like we know what they both like to do. You know, RRQ want to end the game early when possible, and Execration, they're going to be trying to win the lanes hard.
Yeah, Queen of Pain in this later game stage with the lifesteal is going to be insane, but trying to figure out how they kill this Dragon Knight. They do have a lot of magic burst damage, so they maybe can get through this beefcake, but kind of curious to see how they're going to do that. Slark's been countered. High ground for Execration is kind of bad. Well, since you went first last time, I'll just say I think Execration's going to win this in like 45 minutes.
I think it depends a lot on how this offlane Veno does. If he has himself a good game and is able to get into either like a Midas quick or into early fighting, if he gets his items early, then I think that the RRQ take it. But barring that, it's going to be a tough one for him.
Yo, don't cop out. Say who's going to win. Say who's going to lose. This ain't not America. You either win or you lose.
What was that sentence? Could you repeat this? This ain't not America? That sounds like America to me.
Exactly.
Lordy. Okay, well, I am going to say RRQ then, just to have balance amongst our cast.
You're going to lose both legs, man.
I know. It's okay. I don't need them anyways. I cast Dota. I don't need to move anywhere.
That's true. That's why I said your legs and not your arms.
Yep.
I'm a nice person, actually.
I appreciate that. Ryuu, always thinking what's best for me.
Oh, quickly. Did you have Immortal 3s? Did you open them?
Oh, yeah.
Did you get any lucky stuff?
I got 50 levels. That was pretty cool.
Wow.
I know.
I wish I got 50 levels.
What'd you get?
Nothing.
Damn, dude. What was your compendium, though?
I'm only at level 240-ish.
Okay.
So I got 6 or 7 treasures. It's not that big of a deal for me. I didn't really care that much.
I got double your levels.
Dang.
I know.
That means your double is good.
I mean, you have double my MMR at the very least, so it's
That's true. Put them together and then we're one complete being.
Double the flavor, double the fun. Double up your life with double mint gum. Do you remember that commercial?
Bubble trouble. Yeah, I was about to go bubble trouble right there. Bubble gum.
It's great. Well, nonetheless, early movement out across the map. We can see that it is going to be the Witch Doctor Slark facing off against a Puck solo offlane by Nando, with Ragey Potato playing on the Bloodseeker. It looks like, are they going to give the level 1 or the rune to Nando here in the offlane?
Brutal, savage,
30 seconds to
Hey man, sometimes you just need as quick a start as you can. Probably not, but Always wishful thinking.
Yeah. God, Etta Gege. I need to add that onto my chat wheel. It sounds amazing. Oh, but
What
here they
level
go.
do you need to be?
I have it, but I just haven't used it.
I don't know if I have it.
Oh, okay.
I
You
might
gotta
not
get
have
it.
it.
Look at this. Blood Range Nando. What a guy. He's going to punch him in the face. Oh, it feels good. Cask bouncing. They are going to get the rune. And Nando, what have you done? This is not the way to start your off lane. Slark is just going to be able to walk away from this one as well. Yes, pause indeed. Take a moment to think about what you ended up doing. Oh, God.
In theory, that should never happen. And Execration, they should get 1 kill, if not maybe 2 here, considering they have 3 heroes. But that cast bounce, I think that's on Lumic. If there's anyone to blame, I think it's Nyx. I don't think you get that close, but yeah, Puck maybe trading a little bit too much there. He traded really early on, right?
Yeah.
Without, I mean, it could have just traded from far away and then got closer later.
Let's see. It also looks like Raging Potato is going to miss his block while the Dragon Knight's going to be able to ensure his. It's not the biggest deal because they're both melee, but it doesn't feel great right now to be a potato.
Yeah, this is such a good lane, though, for Bloodseeker. And he should be able to crush and dominate this Dragon Knight. And we'll have to see how that works out. And then the bottom lane, oh, the good old-fashioned Queen of Pain. Oh, this is actually really bad for Quap, starting with Shadow Strike, not knowing where people are.
Uh-oh. Yeah, that is a big problem. And James, oh, God. Oh, no. Eaton Tango's trying to escape, but to no avail. Maybe he's getting some regen, getting some life. James, is he a liver? No. Zephyr is going to take him down.
I would have suicided in that situation. If you don't die there and you just lose out on all these levels, that's going to be worse. So I think the right play there is to suicide. No, oh, Curry, relax, mid. I don't think it would have gotten killed. So.
Nah, that's hard to get, I'm sure. But yeah, they're trying to secure Nando a little bit of a better time because of that early death, obviously. And in the meantime, Slark's been able to not get any CS, and that is not what you want for your Slark.
Slark is having a rough time, but he's stunned. Bounced all the way back there from downtown.
Ooh, and that caught.
Pounce.
Interesting. Damage being dealt. Lemic not going to end up dying, and instead it's Nando who's already used his ward, but they do not have a way to punish that. So just a salve being used. Nando trying to go in to break it. Not going to happen. Is going to deal some more damage. Trying to trade to the best of his abilities. The damage again is enough, and unfortunately for the Puck, another death. Getting too aggressive.
All right, so what a really good play would have been right there is if he had went back and then orbed, because he would have got level 2 off the creep, because it was at 50 HP. Oh, just a slight miscalculation there, and then the stun. So these Switch Doctor, man, doing work. And then Oracle finally in the bottom lane helping pull here. So Dragon Knight's not doing too bad for himself here.
Yeah. He's been able to have a pretty good lane so far, and having that nice little bit of advantage early on. It's still tough because Blood Rage giving so much extra damage out of the right clicks, but looks like Ebiu's been able to get something out of it at least. He's got the wand as well to get the stick charges off the back of using Blood Rage. But as far as the lanes are concerned, ooh, James does have Blink, but still taking that damage from the Gale. It's not a good lane to have to go against.
Yeah, in this situation, it's probably better if there was like a Bloodseeker here so he could heal up. But at the same time, they can both trade damage, the magic damage with the Shadow Strike and the Vino Gale. So it's not bad for either one right now. Mid lane, the dives are real, but yeah, this is the problem once Bloodseeker gets up those levels, then you're just, how do I even go to the lane? Meanwhile, top, another kill.
Oh man, and they're just...
The lag is real.
I know, I'm not sure what's going on exactly. Are you getting that as well?
Yeah.
The players were talking about it, and yeah, it looks like they're having the issues as well. Dota 2. Yeah, there's some problems. It's fine. We're going to get treated to this again as well. All of RRQ. They just love to do it. It is the best chat wheel sound. How you play puck nicks like this. That is a good point.
Pretty bad. It's pretty bad how they started out so far. 0-3 in the off lane. 0-4 start. Considering, yeah, it's pretty hard for them to die early on. Because they're heroes. They have boots on Nyx. Oh my god.
God damn it, Toby.
Disaster to talk.
Lyrical, Savage, wrecked.
Oh, man. All right,
It's okay, I don't want to talk anymore.
I mean, we can just let them talk, right? You know, they can say it all. Oi, 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 oi.
And that's all, folks.
Yeah, we got it. Oh my God, they're all gone. Everybody's out of here. They're all reconnecting. The server's
Remake.
falling apart.
Remake.
Lordy, lordy. Okay, so 0-4 start. Unfortunately, it's not gone well for Execration, and I don't know how much you can chalk up Nando dying to the lag, because it felt like the trades were there a little bit, but it is a hero that you kind of want to play on the edge, and you get the feeling that maybe if he had like that 1 or 2 seconds of not lagging, he'd be able to find kills instead of dying. But some of it's probably decision making too.
Yeah, and they're still going to have a Bloodseeker problem in this game. So this guy is going to get out of control real fast. Meanwhile, bottom lane, bye-bye.
Trying to turn it. They are going to be able to bring down RR. It looks like. No, not quite. Well done, James, making sure to kill his teammates. What a friendly guy.
Please blink away.
Yeah, he's going to be out of there. Okay. So, in the meantime, they have found Nando. He's able to get the phase shift off that time. The Impale, not quite on the mark. Didn't end up actually even using it. I think that was a mana burn instead. No, he doesn't have mana burn. Yeah, it was definitely an Impale.
Kakona, boys. Kakona.
That's what's up. Zephyr, diving. Not going to get it. All right. Trying to get our sort of settings back and figure out what exactly is going on in this game. It feels like at this point in time, you've clearly been able to get more out of the laning stage than you were expecting as RRQ, finding those couple of kills on the puck. How much does that change the way that this game is going to go going forward?
I think it helps a lot for this Lark because he should have had a really tough laning stage, but because of that, he's going to help him get to his level 6. They have the Night Stalker now rotating around because it's nighttime, and they can find some kills. But still, the biggest problem is going to be mid lane. All they have to do is just put Lumic here. All he has to do is just run at him when he is about to cast Rupture. Oh, what? That was. I thought it wasn't going to work. But yeah, there you go. I thought they did it too soon.
No? It ends up working, and Rage Potato finds himself a kill.
That TP looked like it lasted forever, though. Jeez.
Yeah. Not exactly sure what was up with that. But it ends up working out, and Execration find a return kill. Despite the early woes. Oh, wow. Yeah, we got some laggy lag going on. Lordy, lordy. Hopefully everything ends up working out okay and the players aren't in too much trouble with this.
Wah, wah.
Dire's top
I'm waiting for it. Waiting for it.
All right,
So
Zephyr.
Dragon Knight's still level 5.5.
They want to
Bloodseeker
wrap for
almost
this.
8.
Like he's trying to man up here, and I don't know. It
This
feels.
guy is so fast. This Lark, so low, but now he's healing up.
Nando maybe in trouble, trying to get out of there. Can they kill him off? The ulti is there, and well, in fact, he is going to drop. And now they have the Rupture. TP's away, and ain't no problem. Slark is out of there.
Bottom lane, Oracle down. Rackle.
Well, and
this
Zephyr
Nyx
thinking
is
about
getting a
chasing this.
lot.
They get the Void out. Maybe dove too deep here. Is going to be punished. They don't have the Rupture, but do just have the rundown. And Gale now as well. Raging Potato just trying to desperately chase after these guys. Not going to happen. They just back out again. And Nando drops the Dream Coil, going to TP out again. The ultimate answer for all of this. They get the silence out. Not bad. Looks like he missed on the Dragon Breath there, and Zephyr's just going to end up dying as well. Meanwhile, the Witch Doctor coming in, trying to keep everybody alive. Not going to happen. He gets the heals from killing off the Witch Doctor. Raging Potato is going to end up falling. Yabuyo ends up getting another one and a double kill for Nando. A massive battle in the bottom lane. Comes up into the favor a little bit into Execration, I would say.
Juan Gaming. Yeah, that was pretty insane, all things considered. Space, though, made for the Slark, but I think it was in Execration's favor, too. They got a lot of space there. Nyx got a ton of levels in the mid lane. He's also got his mana boots now. He's feeling good about himself.
And if they wanted to, they could end up trying to set up maybe on the Slark, see if they could kill him off. He realizes now Limika's there with him, but
I don't think he should keep chasing like that.
yeah.
Yeah, he made him ping a ward there, but if he keeps chasing, then he knows somebody's invisible.
Right. Well, he also saw him take the rune as well.
I think Witch Doctor just got blocked a little bit, body blocked, so that might note that there's an invisible hero there.
I mean, they saw the Nyx assassin take the bounty rune.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true too.
And it could be a pretty easy kill otherwise, but I mean, the other thing we see now is Qual is starting to get into the Plague Wards, so this is going to be more pressure onto the bottom lane that Queen of Pain, I don't think, is particularly good at dealing with, right?
No, if she goes in, she's probably going to trade her life most of the time.
Yeah.
But definitely not a really a good hero to deal with these wards. But maybe if she had I am now Dragonlance, she could hit them from afar. But yeah, you're not going to go that.
Oh no! Lemic, he wanted to go for it, and well, he cancels his TP. They end up heading out of there, and he finally hits the Impale onto the Slark. But Zephyr was sort of juking around the side for him and ended up costing Nando his life, and Zephyr is going to end up paying for it, it looks like, as well, as Oracle comes in to finish it off. It was a funny little combination of events that happened there, though.
Meanwhile, mid lane, need to help it. Help! Help is on the way. Alright, now meanwhile in the bottom lane, this is a duel. Who's going to win?
Well, it looks like they're just going to back out on James. Sonic Wave is there, but if you jump into that, it's most likely a kill. They have been able to get the root onto 2, the follow-up, and Witch Doctor would have been dead if they went for the Impale right away. The Fates Edict going to keep alive the puck for the moment. Logic is here on the Slark. If they wanted to chase, they could, but maybe a bit too scary.
That was a really slow silence play coming in from Puck. Yeah, that should have been a death of the Witch Doctor there.
I was getting a little bit of frame droppage as well at the same time, so it could have been more lag issues coming up. Again, talking about how hard it is to play these types of heroes when there's issues like that.
I'll take that.
So Queen of Pain back in the action with the mix with the regen rune. So this is pretty good now. Vino has to go back now, use his shrine, kind of offsetting each other here.
Oh, and a smoke play. Looks like Execration deciding that they're going to head up towards the top. And there's a lot of burst damage from Oracle. You take a look at it, 270 damage. You can usually get 2 of them off, and you tap that together on top of Zephyr, as well as a Vendetta, and it should be a quick and easy kill. Although they are heading back towards mid now, because apparently that's where the action's going to break out. Yeah, Dream Coil, Vendetta hits. There's the Impale. Oh, he messed up. He used the Purge on himself. Doesn't matter. They still managed to find that kill. That's something that will happen sometimes, though. You accidentally purge yourself instead of purging off the Purifying Flames.
That's it's not a good play. But meanwhile, BS did cancel his TP, so he's going to be able to get this top tower for free now. We haven't talked too much about his transition into items. Be curious to see what he goes for this game. I think it's a really good Sange and Yasha game to chase people down. I was going to go for the classic Bloodseeker. Well, this is actually how North Americans play in their pubs. So you go Treads normally into Yasha into Radiance, but he's going Phase into Midas into Radiance. So it's a little bit interesting, a little bit of a different take on the hero build, but it can still do the work that's needed.
Look at this wraparound that they've got down here on James. They catch the silence. All of the damage is there, and Quap dead very rapidly. And they should be able to take this tower now with the wards. Meanwhile, the TP back towards the mid lane. I'm going to get greedy with it and see if they can defend their tower as well as taking the other one. And lo and behold, they will be able to. Unless there's a big battle. Koala in trouble. Going to drop. They lose their Venomancer at the start of this, but RR now in trouble. He's going to drop down. Regum Potato slowed, stunned, and going to be killed off. Gets the heals as well on the Slark from taking down that Bloodseeker. Going to slow down his Radiance most assuredly, and maybe they could even think about pushing this for the next tier 1 tower mid as well. James goes in for it. Nando is here as well. Lemic, they find the initiation. Lots of damage out. They have the heals, but not nearly enough. So the Sonic Wave comes through. That's more than enough to find the kill. Nando trying to back out. Will get caught there. The silence comes, and it looks like, unfortunately, Witch Doctor not nearly surviving long enough. Nando's going to drop now to a Logic. Misses the pounce onto Lemic. But still, a decent fight there for Execration to clean up after a little bit of a disaster by their tier 1 tower.
Yeah, and then now it's going back their way. They're going to get a tier 1 tower, and there's not much they can really do about that. That did reveal the Slark having the Shadow Blade, too. Oh, looks like the Vino is up, so the tower will be defended. So both towers sitting pretty low. And what is Quap going for? Is she going to go for that Euros? Yeah. She desperately needs it after getting picked off. She's like, well, I was going to go Orchid, guys, but I kind of died to that Night Sucker. I don't like that feeling anymore. I'm going to go for my survivable item.
And, you know, I got to say, if Raging Potato ends up losing his life a couple more times, I feel like this game is going to kind of spiral out of control for Execration, because you have all of these very push-oriented builds coming in. You've got Koala, who's finished off a mechanism at this point for the Venomancer, and you're about to have the Armlet done as well for the Dragonite. This is a very nice timing that they have, and with the logic there to have the Shadow Blade done and soon to be an Echo Saber, they can pick off anybody that's trying to keep the waves pushed out, and I'm not really sure how Execration deal with that pressure.
Yeah. Bloodseeker, though, he realizes that he can just farm. So, and that's what he's going to do. That's all he really needs to do in this situation. Bloodseeker and Slark just going to be trading farm, it feels like. Maybe going for pickoffs here and there. But they want to wait for their Quap ulti to come back up before they do really anything.
Ugh. This is always so frustrating for the Oracle. I think that he lives through this. He got the False Promise off just barely. That was so close. And the Fate's Edict definitely making the difference there, as it looks like the tower is going to start to fall, and no great way to stop this from happening. This is one of the problems with Oracle. If Slark gets on top of him, he's forced to use his whole abilities on himself. Your effectiveness in the rest of the fight is really gone.
Yeah, you only really have that Fate's Edict to work with after that, and then... Well, Raging Potato does have his Relic now, after he Midas' a creep. It's like, I need to save you, my precious Wild Wing Ripper.
I want to make sure he gets that. I can understand it. And that's going to be the Relic done, as you mentioned. So... still a scary situation for Execration, I would say, but they're starting to get the items online that's going to allow them to actually defend against this push that we know is coming from RRQ.
Yeah, this game is going to be, it's like a really weird situation. I'll talk about it a little bit after this.
Oh, the Veno ulti gets out onto all of them. Sonic Wave is there as well. Connects onto 3, but Witch Doctor has found him, and now the cask's starting to bounce around. The Impale connects. It takes down Veno, but Veno's job is already done in a lot of ways. Getting that ulti out, it keeps James out of the fight, and maybe, just maybe, if they can get there before the blink, they could kill her off. No, it doesn't look like it's going to happen. But, nonetheless, a pretty big fight there. It sucks to lose your Veno, though.
Yeah, and then they're also defending the towers in the bottom lane. Meanwhile, Bloodseeker is free farming. Oh, Puck. Oh, has vision. If he had got that rupture off, that was a dead. I think it would have been dead because it would have gave him enough vision, maybe.
Oh, and Raging Potato. Maybe a little bit too scary. Instead, they're going to go for what could potentially be easier pickings. Or rather, just grouping up together and make something happen.
These are huge, or pretty deep wards coming in from RRQ. They have a lot of vision. Oh, nice. Gonna scout one of them out. Nice. Excuse me. They're gonna Quelling Blade that. Such a jerk, Bloodseeker. Obviously, it's for his faster radiance, but realize supports, man. That's all we do. Buy these sentries, these wards, and you just take it from me.
It happens. It's the way of the world. Uh-oh.
I don't want to live in this kind of world anymore.
Well, Nando takes down the tower mid. We do have that Echo Saber done on the Slark. And with more of these early game item builds, I feel like if you're RRQ now, you need to make something happen with this. You can't afford to just sit back and wait around. You need to make plays around the map because it's not going to get easier as the game goes on.
Yeah, I think it's really nice to have Quap and Puck in this game because you can just constantly split push the lanes out and you feel safe when you have your Yules. Once they both have them, and they do, they can infinitely, if it feels like split push all the lanes and they'll feel safe. So in this situation now, this is what I was going to talk about earlier. Let's see, Nyx isn't going to find anyone, but the thing is with Slark, you can't really go Linken's against a Bloodseeker. It's pretty stupid, the idea that Blood Rage cancels Linken's, right? So all he has to do is Blood Rage and then cast Rupture, and then your Linken's dead. Whoa. You know, that 5,000 gold item's useless.
That was really weird. Zephyr's going to get caught and killed here. Most likely. He does have that hood trying to keep him alive, but looks like it's not going to end up mattering. They end up finding a counter kill as well. The Witch Doctor goes down, and while that was happening, the thing we didn't really mention was that the Dragon Knight used his ulti to farm. Don't know if that was a misclick or what, but DK
I didn't get to see the stack. If he has like 3 stacks, it's worth it. Okay. But 3 or more stacks, it's definitely worth. That helps him escalate his farm. Plus, they're not going to be doing too much with the way this game is kind of progressing. They're just looking to farm until it's nighttime. It's going to be nighttime now in 30 seconds. They could have popped the... One thing is they could have popped the darkness maybe a minute ago. So a little bit maybe a misplay here for the Night Stalker not putting his ulti on cooldown.
Yeah. Puck is standing there next to the Slark, who's just going to be able to run away now. And you do have Lemic in the area, but yeah, Slark's just going to head back to farming some more. It doesn't really feel like RQ have much momentum behind them, or like they're trying to make stuff happen around the map. It's just kind of sitting around waiting to get picked off, and it keeps on happening. And now, Bloodseeker found. Maybe this is our opportunity. James is there as well. Stun comes out, the follow-up stun. Eul Scepter isn't going to help if you end up dying nonetheless. And Raging Potato trying to TP out. They didn't save a stun for her, and, well, they still managed to bring down that Queen of Pain, but it's just the Queen of Pain. They need to find something off the back of this. They can't afford to just sit back and not get any objectives.
Yeah, they should maybe force Roche here, but it's pretty hard to do that, especially with Puck and Bloodseeker. They can scout out very easily to see if you're doing it. So it's definitely not easy. Once this BKB comes up on Bloodseeker, I feel like this game is on a whole new level of hard for RRQ.
RRQ just thinking now, let's get to that next late stage of the game.
Oh,
like
Blink here, Courier. Oh, got it.
Oh, okay. I was looking. I was like, what the hell are you talking about? Good job by Nando.
Hey, what about me?
Zephyr goes for the Void first. Puck trying to get out of there. He is going to be able to make the great journey away, and
he also got a wave too.
Yeah,
that's value.
I mean, that's one of those situations, too, where if you silence first, he just blinks away, and otherwise it's not going to end up mattering anyways. So Dragon Knight up in the top lane, going to get ran at. They do not have Sonic Wave, but still more than enough magical damage, I would imagine, unless He somehow can play his way out of here. Still does have the armlet as well to try and toggle his way out of here. And now all the DOTs coming in. James blinked aggressively for this one. They did end up managing to connect onto James with that. Looks like they will get out with most. But again, all these ultis used, and it's not to really any effect.
Used his Yules. Could have just used his Yules there for the last like 3 seconds and then got rid of all the damage coming in. Oh well.
Oh,
Meanwhile, bottom lane though.
He can get Dark Pact off again in his ulti, so logic is fine for the moment. Gets the silence off onto the Bloodseeker. They could have thought about turning there. RRQ, no sense of urgency at this point in the game.
If they had gotten that Rupture off, that was a dead Slark. 100%. So now Bloodseeker going to be TPing up top. They really want to find a kill, but aren't going to find anybody.
It almost feels to me as if you've missed this window where you can be aggressive for RRQ. Maybe it's once those BKBs come online for everybody, but even at that point, it feels like now you have the items that you need on Execration to keep the waves pushed out. So if you force the fights when RRQ have BKBs, that means that Execration are going to have the items to fight it, and then you just give away whatever lead you might have been able to build.
Yeah. The one good thing, though, from RRQ, it's not all bleak, is they do have that BKB, as we're talking about, on the Dragon Knight, and that allows him to play super aggressive. You can't really Rupture him now as the Dragon Knight. They don't have that many physical right-clickers on the side of Execration besides Bloodseeker, and that's the one saving grace, right? You're going to have, most likely in these team fights, the Vino is going to be able to get off his ulti because he got this mech. They also got this Dragon Knight who's super tanky. He's probably not going to die until the end of the team fight. So they have these two good things going on for them. And then Slark is constantly farming. So they're doing a really good job given the situation, at least.
Yeah. I guess I'm trying to think of what like the plan is in the late game. And struggling to figure out what that would be. Limik is going to walk forward. They run right into the Witch Doctor. Cask is going to bounce, but that Witch Doctor is already dead. Koala trying to walk forward. Gale completely off the mark, and, well, so too is the Veno ulti, so they're just going to walk away for the moment, and now the Dragon Knight Rupture. They pop the BKB, turns to fight, trying to bring down Raging Potato, doing a good amount of damage onto James, but they don't quite have enough damage. They are going to get that ulti off from the Oracle, and James just trying to walk away for the moment. Still took a lot of damage from the right clicks. The pounce is going to connect now onto Limik as well as RR. James back up to full HP. They pop the ulti for the Slark, and he still can't quite kill off this Oracle. Finally, he's going to be gone. Now it's looking like possibly RRQ have been able to turn the tide of this one.
Here comes Puck.
Now trying to do it. Armlet toggles working well for the Dragon Knight. Trying to get out of there, but it's not going to be enough. Witch Doctor ultimate not nearly enough either. Al and Raging Potato finally going to drop. They kill off that Bloodseeker. So a 4-for-1 exchange at the end of the day. Execration struggling in that one.
Yeah, that's the question mark where you're like, okay, well, I ruptured the Dragon Knight, and I'm Dragon Knight. I don't care. You don't have physical damage dealers on your team. And then you just see the inherent problem that we were just discussing. And now it's gonna be on this game kind of. Oh, nice.
Wow.
Nice.
A little
that
greedy with
dagger.
his BKB though. That's a big one. Yeah,
wasn't expecting the Nyx blink, maybe.
Yeah, and we've already talked some about the issues with like trying to, the server and everything else that's been going on a little bit. Ends up meaning that he gets killed off for it.
All right. Now there's the Solar Crest up on Night Stalker. That's going to help them with the Roche. It's going to help put on the Slark or the Dragon Knight, whoever gets ruptured. They're going to have that going for them. I love that. Another thing we haven't really mentioned is when somebody gets ruptured, if Witch Doctor is kind of close by and he just keeps healing them, and if you try to go on them, they just cast. So I think Witch Doctor's done a really nice job this game of keeping his allies healed when they go on them, as well as his cast bounces and maledictions has been on point. So I can understand why they want to play Witch Doctor almost every game. Yeah. It's been working out almost every single time for them.
Yeah, I would agree. And it feels as if he is really one of those pieces that makes this engine run, and I want to see where they go from here now. Like, what is the play for the rest of RRQ? Because it looks like they're going to head off this direction and go for a smoke gank. The smoke is broken. Do they have dust? They do, but a little bit late, and Nyx Assassin running away, slowed down for the moment. They're not going to be able to get him. Man. I like that they're pushing the tempo, though. It feels like this is what they need to do. They need to make stuff happen around the map. I'm just worried that it might have come a little bit too late.
Yeah, well, they still needed to farm till they got to their items, so they've been trying for the last, like, 5 minutes. But if they had tried to do anything beforehand, they would have just got ran over in team fights. Now they're just getting split pushed. Puck is, fine? Yeah. I just wanted to see if he had to orb away or blink away. It wasn't anything too scary there.
Oh, Dragon Knight taking some damage. They haven't been able to connect. Well, that's going to be more damage, and enough to take down Venomancer. James jumps forwards, able to catch the Witch Doctor as well, but now with Zephyr showing up, can they turn this back around? Nando's still chasing. They have a good amount of damage dealt, and luckily able to blink away before anything else comes of it, but Slark able to find there with the pounce. They end up having the Oracle ulti and trying to get Nando away, but are they going to end up losing more because of it? RR in trouble. They end up catching him. He's back up to full HP. Zephyr ended up clipping himself, and they don't have any way to get down and out that puck. Although with the orb jaunt, I think that he's good to go. So it only ends up being the Oracle for the Venomancer. Good trade for Execration.
Yeah, and the tower is at... It took about 1,000 damage here in the bottom lane. Dragon Knight was split pushing at the same time. And then he was able to get out with the BKB. So they... It's like a good thing when you're able to put a lot of this damage on, but they need to be mindful of these BKBs once they start wearing down. Oh, top lane. The Slark still hasn't even used his BKB. It's 10 seconds, by the way. But Dragon Knight already used 2. This puck is so annoying to play against. You see how... Alright. So right now, who do you want to see make the play? You say you want RRQ to?
I think that that's the way to do it, right? Like, they need to make stuff happen early on. Like, Slark can get out of control, but I feel like once BKBs are there, and it needs to be a much later stage of the game where Execration might be able to take over by then. Nando jumps forward, aggressively blinking. He does have an orb as well as the silence. They connect out. Already the BKB popped as well as the ulti from the Oracle onto Raging Potato. The Witch Doctor is just fodder in this instance, and well, now trying to man up against the rest of them. Can he actually do it? Raging Potato so low and is going to take that DOT. He is gone unless he gets to the shrine in time. They end up being able to turn it back around, though, with the Slark chasing him down. And this is definitely the move that they needed to make. More than enough. Execration in trouble now as RRQ are coming online.
Yeah, they need to finish this Venomancer off before he can even use his ulti. Once that ulti comes out, you just see the amount of damage that comes even to the Bloodseeker. Mid lane, they have the gem on both Puck and Slark. Cannot let this Puck die. Puck dies, then all your map control is going to be gone.
And more importantly now, RRQ are in a position where they can go and take down Roshan. They have that Solar Crest done and just waiting to make sure that they aren't going to be caught out by the vision. But big plays right now, and if they can make this happen cleanly, could be quite a big benefit for them to finish off this game.
Wow, this is pretty aggressive play coming in. Let's see if Puck can steal this once again.
He did it game number 1. Which ended up making all that difference in the world, but now Koala keeping eyes on him. They're wanting to keep vision onto this Puck. He jumps into the middle of him yet again, steals the Aegis the second time in the same series, and is going to be saved at the last minute. It looks like that Queen of Pain, but are they going to end up paying for this? Last game it ended up being what they needed to turn this whole thing around. Raging Potato, no way left alive at that moment as Leemic jumps in, trying to kill off the Slark, but it's not going to happen. Still needs to back out of there. The chase is going to continue. Triple kill for the Slark, and Nando just forced to jump away. But the more important thing is that even though they lost the Roshan right now, there's no buyback on these heroes. Nando's doing a great job, and actually is going to be able to kill off the second creep wave as well.
the vision factor right now is just too much for RRQ. They have Night Stalker nighttime. They get the buff up from Slark vision. They get Vino wards. They're too tanky. The burst damage is just basically Queen of Pain ulti. It feels like Puck and poke and prod, but they don't have enough damage. They have to take this game pretty late, it feels like, to be very successful in. I mean, this Night Stalker. He's got a blink. He's got a Solar Crest. I mean, he's just going ham.
Yeah, they're ready to go. And now you're looking at a position where you don't have Aegis on these heroes, but Guardian Greaves are done for the Venomancer, and like I don't really know what's going to stop them from keeping the pressure on. Why are they backing out right now? Just they want the maximum amount of mana on everybody, I guess?
Just maybe respecting the respawns. They don't want to get caught off guard. Plus, they had Dragonite split pushing bottom lane, so he wasn't there.
Okay.
It would have been a 4v5 fight.
I guess this is that point in the game. I keep on wanting to see RRQ just pressure, but if you end up throwing away a lead at this stage with this type of a draft, suddenly your chances to win late game become a lot less as well. Shadow blading in, and RR, a tasty treat indeed for this Slark. One of the most frustrating things to play against is a Slark, and, well, even if he TP'd right now, I don't think that RR would be able to live through this.
Oh, he's going for the courier. Thank
Oh,
you.
man, they got that too. And now they're going to have a creep wave again, although Puck doing a good job of trying to stop that from happening. Kills off almost all of the creeps, and they have the lone one that's going to be taken down now. They have to wait another round. Nando doing a great job of cutting the creep wave here and making the life hard for RRQ.
Well, Night Stalker might have bit off more than he can chew. He's got ulti.
Oh, wow.
Where's Nando? Nando?
Oh, yeah, I got the kill onto the Queen of Pain. Puck trying to make this work for himself.
I think Nando hesitated or something. I feel like he was closer, but he actually wasn't. I was just puzzled there.
And every time they come out, he just moves in again to try and make life hell for RRQ. Uh-oh, Witch Doctor is dead, I think. And Pale is there, and you can't get picked off like that in this game.
So, your boy Nando here,
Yeah, man.
putting on a show. First game, it mattered a lot. This game, it mattered a lot too. Can he buy his team enough time to get to this later game situation where they can outcarry a Slark and a Dragonite? It's still going to be tough, but it is possible.
Yeah. He's definitely one of the most prolific players in the Southeast Asia region. Been known for a very long time for his very good plays, and showing it on this Puck throughout this series. Able to steal the Aegis twice, and I mean, that playing again on, I'm sure, is pretty high ping for them. I mean, this guy, the other thing about him is that he left for a little while to go to S1 Lycos, I think, but he played on Execration for a really long time. I think it was like all the way back to 2015 or something. He was playing on Execration and one of the star players for them, and now has made the return after that little short stint with the other teams. So cool to see a player stick with an organization and make the most of it. As well, RRQ smoking to their own base. They run into James, and he's just going to blink away.
The hunt, it begins.
Yeah, they're not going to get him. He just blinks away. He's out of there.
They have pipes, so they got one pipe. This is going to hurt. This is going to hurt Execration in these team fights. A lot of their damage is magic, going a little bit southern there. So these pipes that are coming out from the Vino as well as the Night Stalker. Hey man, sometimes you just gotta go full. I don't even know. Anyways, bottom lane. Here we go.
And
fresh ward, bye-bye.
they are going after him. Going to run into Nando here, but it looks like they're going to wait for a moment. Not going to try and pressure that too much, but the jump forward immediately catching out that Oracle. They can kill him off at the start of the fight, but he's able to hit the mechanism off. Still going to die in the duration. The silence now Raging Potato also in trouble. The Shadow Blade's going to keep him alive for the moment to buy back into the game. Oracle knows he needs to be here. Keep the rest of his team alive. The ulti comes out from Koala. Still holding on to it for the moment. They don't quite manage to bring them down with that Sonic Wave. And now, without Sonic Wave, Nando dives in, takes down the Dragon Knight in the midst of that armlet toggle. So well played. And that is huge. Now Execration getting back out again. They managed to find him, trying to bring him down, and the Night Stalker backing out yet again. Logic taking down that Nyx Assassin finally. Looks like maybe he can find some more. The break is there onto the Slark, dealing the damage that they need him to. Silenced up again for the moment, and no way out. Can he manage to escape from this? We'll be able to have the Dark Pack as well as backing back out again, and James is gone. Oh my god, the Witch Doctor each and every time has been doing so much for him. And now they're going to have to back out. Maybe? Maybe not. Maybe it's just time to re-go yet again, and the Tier 3 tower going to fall. RRQ doing everything and more to make sure that they can get something out of this in spite of that Dragon Knight going down.
Excuse me, sorry.
You can't believe it. You're allergic to the plays
I'm allergic
that are coming.
to these plays. I tried to hold it in. I couldn't hold it in. Just like they couldn't hold the Rex. It was just meant to be.
Yeah.
So there goes the bottom lane. They're still not out of it, but this Bloodseeker is just gonna be harassing a lot, but just becoming a hindrance. Bloodseeker had a really strong start to this game, but maybe going for this Radiance build, maybe it wasn't the right strategy, because by the time he got Radiance, the Dragon Knight had already got his BKB. They keep using Rupture on him instead of the Slark. I don't agree with using the Rupture there on the Dragon Knight. I think you just have to let him roam free. You have to Rupture the Slark. You have to try and go on him and just do all you can. But the problem right now is just, man, this Witch Doctor, you gotta just give him MVP. Even if they lose,
yeah,
this guy has just done everything for them.
And now he's pretty close to finishing off an Atos. So another thing to mess with James's day. And guess what? James bought back. Can they bring him down here? It's a long duration silence, trying to find the kill. Almost there. Managed to get that Oracle ulti off in time. And that'll be enough to keep him alive. That does mean that the next round of aggression, they might not have that available for him to keep James alive. They're just doing whatever they can to split push.
Yeah, they need to split push. If they don't split push, they're gonna lose.
Well, you might not be able to be in a position to split push, actually, because they are all back. They've caught him yet again. Eul's Scepter to keep Puck alive for the moment, and Silence is out there as well, but the Venom ulti has been dropped, and a hell of a lot of damage dropped onto the Venomancer, in fact, but nonetheless, your base. The barracks are going down. Witch Doctor ulti there to create a little bit of separation, but the lift up the Eul's Scepter doesn't matter, as the second lane of barracks is down, and Nando trying to turn up. You said they need the Rupture onto the Slark. It doesn't end up mattering. He just jumps away anyways. He popped the BKB, popped the ulti, gets himself out of there. Lemic looking for the stun. They turn around. BKB popped. Oh, Execration from Cameling and moving forward and qualifying for TI to losing to RRQ in the qualifiers for WCA.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Oh, buyback though, because he had the level 25 talent. Now this might be a little bit harder. No BKBs on the two heroes that need them.
And the silence is going to follow this up. Again, Radiance Bloodseeker, it's nothing to be trifled with. You got to be careful.
They don't have vision though. They need to kill the Dragon Knight so they could take back the gem, but they just didn't have any vision of the Slark. They couldn't commit there.
Oh, and if they get Roche too. All right, Nando, can you do it again for the team? Can he do it?
He doesn't know.
Yeah. And a heart on Dragon Knight, nigh unkillable. They're moving back in. They want to try and come in to steal it, but it's a little bit too late this time. And Nando searching for something, not finding anything. Might be going down here in this one. Oh, he got caught. He got dead. No buyback for the puck. RRQ gonna run down mid and most likely end this game.
Congratulations, Lyrical. Now we are 1-1. But that's how I like to end the day. I don't like being a winner. I like all of us being happy.
I don't think our Execration can believe it. This is a really, really unfortunate situation for them. Granted, they won't be out of this at the end of it, as it looks like one final fight to see if they can hold off. RR ends up popping the ulti on himself. The Veno ulti is there as well. James, no real great way to stop this, as the barracks are going to fall. Oh, it hurts, it hurts, it hurts. And indeed, Etta Gege. Man, Execration dropping to RRQ. A team, they didn't even make it out of the open qualifiers for the TI qualifiers. Like, absolutely insane.
Yeah. I think it does come down to a little bit of the builds and a little bit of the laning phase, right? So you have this team in Execration here. They've got a lot of magic burst damage already, right? What is the point of the Radiance besides helping you farm more and do more damage in the team fight? Well, other than that, it didn't do too much. If they had that Sanjin Yasha earlier, because it cost a lot more, they could have got more kills.
Yeah.
And in this game, they're not even going to say good game. They're just mad.
I mean, yeah, you get the rage quit from the... Yeah, they did. They did.
Somebody must have canceled it, though.
Yeah. It hurts. I think that's... In particular... Not just the idea of like going into TI, you want to be doing well, but going into TI, you want to have confidence. That's the most important thing. And losing to an open qualifier team that didn't even make it through the open qualifiers really has got to hurt that confidence. Granted, they're not out of this tournament. If they can come back in the next couple of days and dominate the next few ones, I'm sure that all of that changes, but it certainly isn't looking great for Execration right now. I don't know. Ryuu, any final thoughts on this series, on this game, on these players? What are you thinking?
I think Nando's pretty cool. Very good player. I think Asil, is that how you say it? Asil?
Yeah.
I think he's been standing out one of the most for me, too. Just these two players on both teams have been been putting in a lot of work every single game. And maybe you have to see Asil on a different hero than Witch Doctor, but until they ban it, then he doesn't have to play a different one. So these two teams, I think Execration, they could have won every single game. They could have lost every single game. Obviously, they lost 2 of them. But the thing to take away from this is you still play in your region a lot. So think of it as like, the NFL, right? You have your teams, right? Like the East, like East Division, and then the like North or whatever, AFC South, AFC, all these different divisions.
You're losing a lot of our player base right now.
I don't care. We're gonna do football here. And if you're 0-13, if you're 0-13, you can still lose to your division team. That's because that's how much you maybe scrim against each other or how much you actually play your teams, right? So maybe they scrim against RRQ before a lot. Maybe they've played them. So I think in a certain region, sometimes you have to not look at maybe what happened, because I still think that any team can take a game off of each other.
Yeah.
Like that's basically the whole point of this, I guess, this whole rant.
I would agree. I would agree by and large that particularly nowadays, if you look at an individual region, there's ways that a team can take down any other team in that region because you're more familiar with them, you're more familiar with their play style, you know what their tendencies are, where they move around the map. But there's also the point that this is a team that wasn't able to make it out of the open qualifiers in RRQ, and give them a hell of a lot of credit coming out and taking down Execration, the only team in these playoffs that's actually going to TI. I don't know. It's raising a lot of question marks, I'm sure, from more than just us. But we will see
That's
how
true.
they end up handling it going forward through the rest of these playoffs. That is it for us today. I think I've been up for 22 hours. Ryu, you've been up for a hell of a long time as well. We are not going to be casting the games tomorrow. They believe that somebody else is stepping in as I have to head away for a day. But we will be back for the grand finals the day after tomorrow. Don't fear. Dota 2 will be here nonetheless. It is just going to be somebody else casting it. But I'm sure that they will be lovely and wonderful as well. Ryu, any final words before we sign off here?
Thanks for having me, man. It was a blast casting with you. I hope we get to hang out soon and do some cool stuff together. Thanks, everybody, for listening to us too in chat. Don't mind all